I've been dreaming about this orchid for many years, and this is Cypripedium formosanum, and it's wrongly sold as Japonicum, which is more difficult to grow, and it's quite similar but not as showy. And you see, it's a hardy orchid, so I made this kind of raised bed to grow this kind of orchid, and there's a lot of stones, a bit of soil, some retentive material for it to be kind of wet in the summer. But completely dry in the winter, because it can rot very easily. I'm inspired. But if you see, there kind of is a sign that it thrives in this kind of compost. It's formosanum because it comes from the islands, the Formosa Islands, now called Taiwan. Formosa in Portuguese means gorgeous, beautiful, and and I chose Madame Butterfly because for this fact that it was wrongly called Japonicum, and the story of this opera is just extraordinary, because Puccini went to England to see this drama, and was totally in love with it. He started to do his own opera, and he'd been studying for years to do it perfect, and also he'd been kind of harassing the wife of the ambassador, of a Japanese ambassador, because he wanted to know everything about Japan, about the culture, so just to have a perfect history of Japan in his opera. But he was so obsessive and compulsive about all the details, about music, about story, about history, that he was totally surprised by the total fiasco he had at La Scala. So, but he realized what it was a sabotage by his enemies. So he persevered, and after 2 months later, it was a really an extraordinary, fantastic success in Brescia, and then in Covent Garden. And actually, the reason why I chose also the other reason I chose Madame Butterfly, because yesterday it was a premiere at the Royal Opera House in London, and they were kind of made in all cinemas all around the world. It was kind of projecting this kind of premiere, which I couldn't attend because I was in Veneto, and I was very unhappy about it. So it was a good excuse to talk about Cypripedium and Madame Butterfly, and the story, it's kind of very dramatic, and I think you all know it, so you don't need me but just a kind of quick reminder that this kind of American, Mr. Pinkerton, which married a 15 years old geisha, but after a month, and also according to Japanese custom habits, you could leave this kind of newlywed bride. And he went back to America, and the girl was so obsessed that he was kind of waiting for him to come back, which eventually happened 3 years afterwards. But he came with his kind of American wife, and he wanted just to take the son of a geisha and to bring it to America, and with something that she was totally disappointed by the kind of dreams about him coming back, and also by the fact that he's going to take the son. So she made her harakiri, but the sad thing is that the American wanted just to say, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to take your son anymore, but he arrived too late and she was dead already. So a bit of drama, a bit of color, and a bit of, this is something also, this is Japanese, it's anterior, I'm really bad spelling it, Nipponicum. Isn't that gorgeous? A bit of pulmonarius, a bit of Cypripedium, which I'm totally in love with it. This is called blue ensign, and this is called raspberry something, pulmonary raspberry. So here you see all the kind of things popping up. Here again, this is and this is finished for my English friends. Thank you. Termine.